Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to be looking at vocabulary used to talk about and to describe cities and towns. For any of you who may be interested in, at some point, taking an IELTS, CAE, or TOEFL exam, this is very common material for these types of standardized English tests, particularly the speaking section. Very common. So hopefully you can learn some vocabulary as well as phrases, collocations, how we use the vocabulary in sentences and phrases, which is really what we're kind of focusing on today. Okay, we're going to do some, probably a little more discussion than normal in today's class, but also look at some exercises, some individual words, and more importantly, how we do it, sentence structure, and so forth. So, welcome, V. Hello.
Yes, hello, teacher.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm okay. Pretty good. Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome to the class. Nice to see you again. And hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Hello, hello. Heidi, what's going on? I heard there was a earthquake.
Yeah, that's right. 6.9 magnitude.
6.9?
Yeah, this early morning at 7, it happened. 7.9, quite heavy, but then they warned tsunami.
Right.
With I'm sorry, maybe it had some noise surrounding.
Okay, hang on. V, would you mind muting? I think there's some background noise. If you wouldn't mind, please mute your microphone when you're not speaking. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Oh, quiet.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then the tsunami about 1 meter high, but actually a tsunami came, but only 20 centimeters, no damage.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Little wave, no big deal.
That place where tsunami happened, the same place about 4 years ago, the big tsunami and the earthquake happened at the same area.
Really? Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, all right. Well, glad to hear there's not really any damage. That's good. Okay. Without further ado, let's look at our vocabulary related to talking about cities and towns. I'm going to do a screen share. First of all, we're going to do something a little bit different from normal, I guess. We're going to look at some basic sentences that a normal person would use to talk about their city or town. And then I'm going to ask you how that, something about your city or town, and get you to talk about it a little bit. So you'll see what I mean. Let's start. V, can you read sentence number 1, please?
Yes. It's about 10 minutes from the town center.
Okay. So when somebody says it's 10 minutes from the town center, of course, they're usually, English speakers are usually talking about if you were driving in a car. It's also normal to say by bus or by subway or on foot. It's about 10 minutes from the town's center on foot or by the subway. We often use a time measurement to talk about distance, anywhere really, but also within a city. V, how far from the center of town do you live?
Center town from where?
Oh,
From
sorry,
my home.
different person. Oh, there's two V's.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness. Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. I was talking to the other V. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, that was different. V, the girl who I was talking to about number one.
Yes, yes.
Hi.
I actually I live in a country, but I'm working in a city, and it takes about 50 minutes from the town center.
Okay. Even if you live in a small town in the country, I come from a small town originally, and there's still usually a town center, more buildings, a main street or something, even in a small town. There's some kind of place where the government building or stores, or there's some kind of center of the village normally, even if it's small. So it's still appropriate whether you live in a big city or a very small town.
Yes.
Usually town center means where maybe administrative or government offices are. Could be different in different cities. It could be where most of commerce happens, or economic activity. It could be something else, just where the tallest buildings are. Depends. Okay, let me quickly welcome V, other V, V2. Hi, V.
Hi.
Welcome to the class.
Yeah.
And also Max. Hey, Max.
Hello, okay.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going okay. All right. Well, we're just reading the sentence, and then we're gonna have I'll have a little discussion with you about the sentence that you read. Heidi, could you read number 2?
Okay, I wish there was a bit more nightlife in this place.
Aha. Is there any nightlife where you live?
No nightlife.
None at all.
Very
Zero.
healthy place here.
Very what? I'm sorry.
This place is very healthy.
Very healthy. Oh, are you suggesting nightlife is not healthy?
I think so.
Probably right. Okay.
For example, it's very famous place, Roppongi, for foreigners in Tokyo. It's very bad, not healthy.
Okay. Well, nightlife, of course, we're talking about nightclubs, casinos, bars,
prostitutes.
maybe. Karaoke, who knows? Ways that people party and
Yes, that.
could be ways that people party and celebrate at night, generally at night. So yeah, okay, a place with a lot of nightlight. There's a lot of bars, a lot of flashing neon lights, things for people to do at night, all up and down the street is basically what we're talking about there. All right, so Heidi, your area is mostly residential then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's right. This is a suburb of Osaka. So we call it bedtime. It means many workers, daytime they go to Osaka, center of Osaka, and return to here to sleep.
Okay. Actually, we have something very similar, a similar phrase in English. We could say it's a bedroom community. Community is another word for town, but it's exactly as you just said. Very same idea. Exactly, actually. All right. Right. Also known as a residential area, a place where people live. There's not a lot of buying and selling. There's no nightlife. There's no financial district.
I have a question.
Sure.
This sentence is hypothetical, so there was or were is better. Which is better?
Oh, it has to be was, and
What?
the reason is, well, the whole reason we use a bit is because first of all, a couple reasons. Nightlife is uncountable.
Mm-hmm.
I I can't say there was many nightlifes in the city. That sounds weird. Sounds like there was vampires or something. um, a bit. Okay, so it's uncountable. We have to definitely use was. There were many nightclubs in this place. All right. I wish there were more nightclubs.
But I said I wish I were something.
I wish. I. Well, it depends. Okay, that's a tough one. No, no. I wish I was. I wish I was
Mm-hmm.
more attractive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Max.
I have a question about this sentence. This
Sure.
is talking about future. I hope, I wish in the future there was a bit, or what?
No, it's actually talking about right now,
No
present
future.
tense.
No.
Right now,
Yeah.
I wish.
If we talk about the future, maybe we need to use
I
hope.
wish
Hope. For the
it would
future,
be a
we
bit more.
need to hope, not wish.
Right. Okay, you guys are talking about subjunctive mood. Right. Now, okay. Right. Okay, well, this is interesting. Now, if we use hypothetical conditionals, which is where I was getting confused with what Heidi was saying. Yeah, I guess if there were, okay. So you want to say this in the future. Right now, this is now. Right now, I wish there was a bit more nightlife in the city. Right. So I wish there were a bit more nightlife in this city. I guess that would be subjunctive mood. So you would be talking about a hypothetical situation or subjunctive, and that would be future. There you go. I guess that's probably what both you and Heidi were talking about. If you want to change it to a subjunctive mood, like in a conditional, second conditional, yeah, then was would be were, right? I wasn't looking at it like that. I was just looking at it as a straightforward, a comment about present tense, which is what it is right now. Okay.
Okay, I think I don't understand, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Please write. How do you name this
Okay.
grammar construction? I will look it up.
How it is right now? It's a simple sentence. I don't really know. With
I wish. It's like I wish right now, but there was is in the.
It might be future in the past, but this is not future in the past, really. This is just. I guess it's not about the future. This is just now. It's a subjunctive, okay, because it's an imaginary situation. It's not real.
Okay.
Subjunctives often come in the form of future in the past. All right, if you're talking about future. I wish we had gone to Venezuela last year. No. Okay. Well, yes.
Actually, it doesn't happen. I mean, it didn't happen. Now
Right, it
it's
didn't happen.
a lot of nightlife there.
Yeah, right now there's not very much nightlife. There's not anything going on.
Okay, I got it. I think maybe.
Okay, all right. Back to today's lesson and the point of this class. Maybe I could do a class about subjunctives or subjunctive and future in the past later, but not now. This is supposed to be basically you guys are talking about highly advanced English structure. This is supposed to be a beginner class, so let's get back to this. Max, can you read number 3?
We live in a fairly quiet street near a park.
Okay.
A fairly quiet street near a park.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Put the Y in there.
Quiet.
Okay. Do you live in a fairly quiet neighborhood?
Yeah, but not near a park.
Okay. Now, we can actually interpret quiet here as meaning 2 different things completely. Do you? I'm not sure.
Traffic.
In discussions. Okay. Quiet can mean shh, opposite of loud, or quiet
Okay.
can simply mean opposite of busy. Work was very busy today. The opposite, work was very quiet today. Not a lot happening. We weren't very busy. So, this is a common statement to describe about where you live. I live in a quiet neighborhood. Probably it means not busy. Not a lot of people running around. It's not noisy. There's no nightlife. Not a lot of traffic. Probably it means not busy when we're talking about a town or a place. V, how about number 4?
We used to live in a to live on a very busy main road.
Okay, very good. All right, used to, of course, means we did before, past tense, but we do not now.
Yes.
Okay. A very busy main road. Okay. All right, a main road. Do you know another word for a main road?
Excuse me. What?
Okay, there are many times in English. Let me just explain. Many times in English, we have a street is not usually a main road. An avenue, oh yeah, that's most likely a main road, like Fifth Avenue in New York City. Avenues are usually main roads, and streets are side roads.
I have a question. There
Yeah.
are many words. I've got road, street, road, and lane.
Yeah.
Which is the bigger?
Okay, that's exactly what I was trying to explain. Okay, the big ones, generally. Okay, you may go to some small little town where they have something named Oak Avenue or something, but it's a town of only 24 people, so obviously it's not that big. But it may be the biggest road in the town. But the big ones, usually avenue or boulevard. Of course, highways are huge, but they're kind of separate. A highway, the traffic is all going one direction, and then the roads going the other opposite direction are separated. In roads with traffic going both directions, these are the names of the streets. Highways don't even have names, usually, in English. They're Highway 301. They have numbers. So, not counting those, the big ones, avenue, boulevard, maybe a medium size would be streets, okay, or road, or often road. These would be sort of medium size, and then small ones, very small, would be lane. Sometimes trace if you're in the south part of the United States.
Path.
Path, of course, would be very tiny. Yeah, path would be very small. Probably just you couldn't drive on it. But those are some basics. There, of course, are many more, but those are some basics about roadsides. And also, you live on a main road. The roads that come off of the main road are called side streets, quite often. Okay,
Okay, how
Heidi.
do you call
Yeah, go ahead.
the road without covers? For example, through the forest, I don't know.
The roads without what?
Covers, I mean, how can I say?
Rough road, or
Underground, on the ground, without.
Oh, without not paved. Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
sure. Dirt roads. That's simple. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Dear, okay.
Those are
Yeah,
called dirt roads.
dirt.
That's it. I live on a dirt road in the country. Sure. Um, there's another much more, if you're looking at a map, there's a more formal terminology. Maybe unfinished road, I think. But anyway, but normal colloquial talk, normal talking, we just say dirt road. And you're going to take a dirt road on the right. That's it.
Rough is different.
Well, rough is that would be a descriptive. Dirt road would be a set phrase. I live on a dirt road. I would use compound noun pitch. A rough road. I live on a really rough road, so drive slowly. You're just describing it with an adjective. Okay. I mean, it's possible, of course. It's a normal collocation. Rough road, absolutely, but it's not like a set phrase. Where are we? Heidi, 5.
My dad moved to a house in the suburbs.
All right, the burbs. Sometimes you may hear Americans use a shortened expression, the burbs. Definitely, but okay. Of course, English speakers basically designate 3 separate types of areas. Heidi, do you know what they are? Suburban is one, and then, well, okay, urban, an urban area. These are general terms now, okay? An urban area, a suburban area, and a rural area. Rural is the countryside. V said she lives in a small town outside the city. She lives in a rural area, probably. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so much for the burbs. It's interesting. I don't know. Here in the Philippines, there's nothing I would call suburbia. It doesn't really exist here the way it does in America. In America, it's very obvious. You're in the suburbs. Just roads and roads and roads. The roads never stop, but all the houses look the same. And it's boring. Okay, Max, number 6.
I live on the outskirts of Paris.
Okay. Good word. On the outskirts. Where does he live? If he lives on the outskirts of Paris.
I don't know this word.
Okay. He lives in Paris, but he lives right on the edge or the border of the city. I live on the outskirts of my city. The edge of my city. I can see the edge of my city. The actual physical boundary of my city. I can see it from my house. And it's not so busy. It's there's not as much commerce. It's not, just residential, and it's near the edge. That's what it means. Outskirts, on the edge. Very common to use this. The outskirts of and then city names, very commonly how it's used. As opposed to earlier, okay, I live 10 minutes from the town center. I live in the town center. I live on the outskirts of town, or maybe 30 minutes outside the center of town and on the very edge. We can also say the edge of town, by the way. We often say outskirts of a city and the edge of town for a more rural area. Actually, we already talked about this earlier. I'm going to skip it. We talked about quiet residential area, a bedroom community. Oh, well, okay. All right, we can look at this one because it's very common. All right, V, number 8.
Yes, she lives in a nice part of the town.
Do you live in a nice part of town?
Yes, I think.
Okay. What does it mean, V, if I say she lives on the other side of the tracks?
It's if she lives in the other side of the tracks, it's not a nice part of town.
That's right. Okay. For some reason, if we're talking about somebody lives in a nice part of town, that's what we say. Oh, she lives in a really nice part of town, or she lives in a nice neighborhood. She lives in a good neighborhood. But we often use an idiom to express bad parts of town. He lives on the other side of the tracks, for example. For some reason, I don't have any idea why. We also associate, sometimes, it's not necessarily even true, we often associate uptown with being nice, expensive. Downtown is often associated with business district. Okay, that would be common. I don't know why, but very often the south side of town is often associated with the poor side of town. It may not even be, frankly, but these words do have these kind of connotations. The idea of I work downtown, all right, business district, whether that's north or south or west or east, doesn't matter. Oh, I work downtown, but I live uptown. Yeah, V?
You asked me what?
What? Nothing. I was just relaying some information about connotations we have in English about uptown, downtown, and what that means. If you live uptown, oh, he lives uptown. It usually means that the person lives in a nice part of town.
And also, it's possible to say my deals go south. It's like go down, bad situation. Go south.
Oh, my deal went south. Yeah, the deal went
Yeah,
south. Yeah, if something goes south, south has a kind of negative connotation that way. Yeah, that's
okay.
right. The deal went south means it went bad. It could be also other things. The whole trip went south when we got a flat tire on the highway. Right. It doesn't mean we actually went the direction south. If something goes south, it means bad. I don't know why, but okay. Here's another way to say a not nice part of town, a really run-down area. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. There's a large factory which employs over 1,000 people. Okay, well, that's pretty much what it is. It's pretty easy. Let's try something a little challenging here. We're going to look at collocations. Match the words on the left with those on the right. This might be a little more challenging. Heidi, number 1, city.
Like city center? No.
Probably, yeah. Yes, actually, yes, yes. Maybe, maybe not. Uh, okay, hang on. Well, could be. City center is a common co-location. There may be more than one possible. Actually, there's city has many co-locations here. Actually, maybe we should come back to city. City has many connotations. Actually, city precincts means a very basic district. City lights is a common co-location. Look at the beautiful city lights in the distance. The city streets. It's tough living on the city streets. City block, of course. Most cities we measure distance in blocks. City center, yeah, is also very common. So actually, there's many possible co-locations for city. All right, Max, how about tower?
Tower block? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know. This time.
This time. Okay. Okay. I believe now this is very British. Americans don't have this concept at all. But I think they have something called the Tower Precinct, which is basically like the official. I guess it's because England's a lot older, so they have Tower Precinct is where the police are and the jails and the government, I suppose. I don't really even understand this concept, but I guess it's where the main seat of power is, I suppose. Doesn't really exist for Americans. We don't have a tower where we lock up people in a tower, you know. Basically, we don't have castles, so yeah, a little alien for me. I guess the idea is seat of authority. I don't know. That's a tough one for me as an American. It doesn't exist. No one would use that. No American would know what that is. V, how about number 3?
Pedestrian lane.
Pedestrian. No, not lanes. Pedestrians belong on the sidewalk, not on the lanes. Lanes is for vehicles. Lanes are for vehicles. Excuse my English. Nope. Pedestrians better stay out of the lanes. They'll get run over. Okay. Any other ideas?
Street.
Street, pedestrian street. Occasionally, this could be. Could be. We have a street in my city called a walking street, where there's many shops and shoppers can walk along the street, and there's no traffic allowed. So it could be, but could be pedestrian street, pedestrian block, although no cars allowed, or often pedestrian center. Okay, same idea. An area of the city where there are no cars allowed and people can just walk around. And the idea is usually to promote shopping. Anyway,
block is better.
Yeah, it could be. I've heard it all 3, to tell you the truth. And also walking street, walking center. Is also common. Is that common, Heidi, in Japan?
Yes, and on Sunday, every Sunday, some place, commercial area, block the car, stop the car, both sides. Then some certain area became pedestrian block.
I see. Okay. It's because this concept has become more and more common in the United States as a way that Main Street can compete with like Walmart, because people are driving to the outskirts of town to go to Walmart and buy all their things, and meanwhile the little shops on Main Street, so to speak, or the central part of town, are going out of business because they can't compete. So they create these pedestrian blocks or pedestrian center so people can walk around, have lunch outside on the street, like that. Basically, it's a way to be economically competitive with those gigantic stores. Heidi.
Little beans.
Yeah, this one's obvious. Litter bins.
It's British, right? Beans.
Yes, it is. Americans do not say bins. Well, we do, but it means something else. A bin is something you hold paper in. Usually, recycling bins might be common for Americans, especially for recycling paper. You're right. Americans, we have the word litter, meaning garbage that people throw on the ground, but we just call them trash cans. Or garbage receptacles if you're being very formal, but a normal speaker's throw that in the trash can. That's it. Okay. Max, what collocates with bus or cycle?
I think beams.
Bins?
Oh no. Sorry. Bus cycle lines.
Lanes. Yeah.
Lanes.
Definitely. Bus lanes. They'll have bus lanes. Maybe sometimes a taxi lane at the airport, for example.
It's possible to have beans in the bus.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, a big one.
Cycle, but
right, a cycle bin. No, throw your bicycle into the garbage. No, but okay. Look, if there was a small one in a bus, it would be a waste basket. It wouldn't be a trash can, or it wouldn't be a litter bin. And small things to throw away garbage are waste baskets. The big green ones are trash cans. The big green round ones. The huge green square ones are called dumpsters. They're huge. They're big. They're the ones outside a restaurant, and a big truck has to come.
Now I know why some people say something like diving bus. How can I say?
Dumpster diving.
Yeah, dumpster diving. Yeah.
That's right. You literally have to jump in one. Some poor people will jump into the dumpster outside Pizza Hut, for example, go get some free slices of pizza that people just threw away, or outside a supermarket. They go dumpster diving and they find bread that's past the expiration date. Yes, you can dumpster dive for food. Poor people would do that. Absolutely. And speaking of living in cities, that's an excellent verb collocation to bring up. Yeah. Okay. Bicycle lanes, more and more popular in many countries. Yeah. Okay. V. Traffic.
Traffic lights.
Traffic lights.
Yeah.
Traffic lights.
Traffic lights.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, of course, traffic lights. Do you have green, red, and yellow traffic lights? V?
When I turn, I don't understand what you say actually.
Okay. Traffic lights, usually there's a light, well, maybe not in the middle, maybe on the corner, whatever. But there's usually a set of lights, or the traffic lights. They have a red light, a yellow light, and a green light. Green means go, yellow means caution, red means stop.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Okay. Heidi, Main
Street.
Of course, Main Street. Obviously, the most common collocation. Okay. Main Street. Does your city have a Main Street, Heidi?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay. Most do. Okay, now let's try using them in a more practical way. Max, can you read the sentences in 8 and pick one of the collocations we just made?
I wish people wouldn't drop rubbish in the street. There are plenty of bins. I don't know. I have to use. Okay.
I use anyone, I don't care. Or the ones I introduced, whatever. Yeah. Okay, litter bins.
Litter bins.
How British would say it. Americans would say trash cans.
Trash cans. Okay.
Right. Okay, V, number 9.
It much safer for cyclists to get about this day with a cycle the cycle block. I know cycle lanes.
There you go. Cycle lanes. Right. Special bicycle lanes. Do you have bicycle lanes in the city where you work, V?
I ride bicycle. I ride motorbike.
You drive a motorbike, but are there bicycle lanes especially for bicycles?
I don't know, but I think isn't.
Okay. Well, we don't have. I live in the Philippines now. I'm an American, but I live in the Philippines. We don't have bicycle lanes here either. Really stinks. This morning, I was talking to a student who lives in Brazil, and I was very impressed because they have very nice. He was on the street showing me Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. He was walking around the streets with a camera on his head, talking to me, having our class, and he was showing me the city. I was very impressed because they had very clear, very safe-looking bicycle lanes. Looked really good. I was quite impressed. They are a very good idea. Heidi, number 10.
They are building a huge tower precinct. Tower precinct in the center of town. It's going to house around 100 families.
Okay, some kind of center. All right, there you go. Well, there it is, used in a practical sentence. So some kind of central area with tall buildings. Okay. All right. Again, Americans don't use that at all. Max, 11.
You can't drive up that street anymore. They've made it into a pedestrian lanes.
No, it can't be lanes.
I forget. Pedestrian block street.
Block street. Probably center.
Center?
Yes, as we said, it could be all three of these locations. Co-locations are normal. Pedestrian street, a pedestrian block, a pedestrian center.
Okay.
But I think center is the only one we didn't use somewhere else. So, okay, V.
Go straight down this road and turn left at the first set of Main Street.
No. A set of means it has to be something plural. A set of salt and pepper shakers. A set of, what else comes in a set? A set of book holders. It has to be plural. Okay, go down this street and take a left at the second set of, no idea?
Traffic lights.
Yeah, there you go. Traffic lights. Very common to use traffic lights when we give directions in a city or town. Absolutely. Heidi, number 13.
The traffic system in the city center is
Oh,
impossible.
sorry. It's all one-way streets. Okay. Could be.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I guess it has to be. All right. City center. All right. So maybe it was pedestrian block. Maybe you're right, Max. Okay. All right. It's all one-way streets. Oh, God. Don't try to drive in Manila if you come here. It's ridiculous. One-way streets that have no way out. And they change them. Sometimes a one-way street that goes north in the morning is a one-way street that goes south in the afternoon. It's totally ridiculous. You've never seen anything so crazy. All right. Max, number 14.
There you'll find all the large department stores and banks. The city center.
Okay, could be, but or the main street.
Yeah, also.
Also, Main Street. All right. Let's concentrate more on talking about city life. All right. Let's fill in the blanks with some of these words here. V, can you read the first one?
Trying to get a seat on the train during the during the I during the crowd is a nightmare.
No. We're looking for a specific time of the day when everybody's going to work or coming home from work.
Traffic.
No.
Oh, I get rush hour.
Rush hour. Yes, definitely. Rush hour
Yes.
is a nightmare. Okay.
It's so traffic.
No. This is a very common mistake. You can't be so traffic because traffic is not countable. And it's not an adjective. I can't say it's so hot. I can't say it's so heavy traffic. There is such heavy traffic. We need an adjective. It's so
Stressful.
could be stressful. Probably because he can't get a seat, he's probably going to say it's so crowded. But stressful's possible.
Yes.
Okay, Heidi, can you take over here?
Driving is even more stressful.
There we go. Yeah.
The rush hour is awful between 5. Okay, driving, so traffic
There you
is
go.
awful between 5 and 7.
Right, right. We're concerned about the rush hour earlier because we're on a train. It's still the rush hour whether you're driving or taking a train or a bus or whatever. All right. Yes, exactly. The traffic is awful between 5 and 7. Okay, very good. Max?
The walls in the town center are covered in graffiti.
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 Yeah, stress in the second syllable. Graffiti. Banana.
Okay.
Graffiti. Banana graffiti. Like that. Yeah, okay. V, how about number 3, V?
It's a real mix of people in Britain. It has a very, very,
Very something feel.
very, peaceful again.
Okay. Has a very cosmopolitan feel to it. Cosmopolitan, modern, urban, city-like, modern city. It's an adjective to explain modern city experience. It's kind of vague, hard to define, but basically it's like a city. All right, okay, like a modern city. All right, same thing. Continuing with these new words: commute, convenient, public transport. Heidi, number 4.
Number 4, I love it here. Everything I want it only 5 minutes away. It's so convenient.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've talked to literally hundreds of students about living in the city, and it seems like everybody who takes English lessons lives in a city. 500 students, 1,000 students I've had, about 3 of them are from the country. Everyone's from the city, and they all say exactly the same thing. It's so convenient. Okay. Very boring answer, but very normal answer. Why do you want to live in the city? It's so convenient. Max, number 5.
Everything's a bit more expensive here. No town. Property prices are extremely high.
Okay. Yeah, very good. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry. A lot of people have no choice but to live out in the suburbs and commute into work.
Very good. Commute is a verb or a noun. Commute is the trip from your home to work or school, and then again from work or school back to home. That's your commute.
I think it would take a lot of time, I think. I don't know.
You would not believe me if I told you how many hours some people choose to commute in the United States. They want to live in the country, but they have to work in the city to make money. There are people who commute like 4 hours one way, so they spend 8 hours a day driving.
It's awful for me.
Yeah,
but
for me too. Crazy for me.
It's time to learn English.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I suppose so. Okay, V.
Yes. It's so easy to get around. Um,
Okay, that's the end of the sentence. New sentence. Blank is excellent.
excellent. Public transport is excellent and excellent. It's cheap and convenient.
It's cheap and efficient. Efficient. That means it works very well and saves time. Something's efficient. Okay. Oh, here's another mix and match. Heidi. Let's see. We've only got a couple minutes, but see if we can finish this last piece here. Heidi?
People are always so busy. Everybody's what?
Down here.
Lost. Oh, okay. Now
Everybody's
everybody's
getting lost. It's silly.
rushing about all the time.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Max.
The roads are terrible. I'm always getting stuck in the traffic.
Stuck in traffic. Okay. All right. Very good. V.
The underground system is impossible. I'm always getting lost.
Getting lost. All right. And finally, Heidi.
London is so big. It took me ages to find my way around.
Okay. Okay. Everybody who lives in the city says how convenient it is, and then they always complain about traffic and everything. Oh, yeah. All right. Unfortunately, we are actually out of time. I hope you all learned a little about how to talk about living in cities and towns. Thank you for joining me, and see you guys again real soon.
Thank you very much. See you
All right.
next time. Goodbye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
See you next
Thank
time.
you. Bye.